What's up, everybody? Welcome to the LOG podcast. Today we have the man, Kemal Bay, Coach Cornell Robinson.
Yo.
What's up with
So, where are you posted up right now, Kemal?
I'm out in Maryland right now. I'm at my girl's parents' crib. They just bought this house, so it's a lot of land, a lot of space to run around, lift weights, wrestle, man. They got mats in the basement, so got it set up right now.
Gotcha. You still getting it in, I'm sure.
Every day, man. I just hit my 2 miles this morning, did a little extra after that. Got to stay fit, got to stay in shape.
So it's your coaches at the Olympic Training Center. Are they sending you any workouts, or you kind of handling it on your own since you're in Maryland?
I've been doing it long enough that I can handle it on my own. If I'm
Right.
anytime lacking some creativity, I just dial one of them up and tell them, yo, send me a workout real quick.
Okay, gotcha. So cool. How does that going so far, the dynamic of everything going with the COVID situation and talking to your coaches and stuff like that? How's that dynamic going?
For me, a lot better than most people. Pretty much on my side, everybody's healthy. We just all trying to get through it. It sucks being inside for so long, and not being able to just go to movie theaters or something, go to the mall, pretty much be a regular person, be human. But, what we know once it passes, we're back to the grind, back to the drawing board, back to the lab, because we're trying to win.
Gotcha.
Definitely. All right, so when exactly did you start wrestling?
I started wrestling when I was 3 years old, and I started with the Bellwood Gladiators.
Really? What got you into wrestling in the first place?
My father did. I don't remember the conversation we had. All I remember is that I got in the car and, I woke up and we were outside the gym.
Now, I'm going to ask you this. Did your dad wrestle Greco as well?
My dad did not wrestle Greco. My dad was a boxer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my dad boxed 2 years professionally. Then he had my sister, and then, he had to had to become a man. Had to be a dad then,
Yeah, it'll do it to you.
It'll do it. It'll change it. He wasn't hard anymore, man. He got soft.
Yeah. He just got more loving. That's all.
That family man. Like,
wrong with that.
For sure.
So you've also been helping out Legends of Gold with our virtual practices. You want to talk to us a little bit about how that's going?
Oh, yeah, it's great, man. It gives us an opportunity to, give back. Also gives the opportunity to be in that teaching environment. Like, so many of the kids look up to us, and they see us working out day to day. It's gonna keep them off the video games 24/7. Keep them in shape. Give them something to do, and also have fun and learn at the same time. I know just in my workouts, I try to incorporate a nice workout, some conditioning to show them what they can do in a small area and a small environment, along with technique and stuff they can play with. They might not have any partners and stuff, but, going through the motions is key in this thing. Just constantly go through the motions. And when you finally get a partner, maybe you have an older brother, mom, dad, who will let you try a move on them real quick. And, you pick up something new, you pick up something cool. So I think
that?
I'm enjoying it a lot, man. It's a lot of fun. I love running camps. I love running clinics and stuff. And now, so doing it on a weekly basis, I'm not only working myself out, but I'm also developing coaching attributes, how to run a gym pretty much. As an athlete, you don't really think about that because everything's run for you. Your coach has got everything. Mm-hmm. And now you kind of developing your own coaching room, your own coaching mentality, and what you want the kids to learn and do.
You see that down the line for you, coaching?
Yeah, I definitely see it down the line. My dad coached 25 years, football, boxing, everything you can think of. So yeah, and he's still coaching, man. He said he's retired, but he's still coaching. But I think that coaching is one of those things that you can never really get away from. Anything where you're showing somebody, a better way or some technique is going to be coaching. And down the line, I plan to be a father. So that's 18 years right there already coaching,
That never ends, bro. It never ends. So I know my kids are definitely always excited because they always, our group can consider ourselves Greco wrestlers. So when you run the virtual practice, man. They really love it. They think the world of you, so it's pretty cool that you do that for them. So, anything you give inspirational to them while you're running the virtual practices on how to win the junior gold medal?
I lost connection here.
Oh. Technical difficulties.
My apologies. Yeah, man. I'm sharing Wi-Fi, man.
Nah, you're good.
Yeah.
I'm sharing Wi-Fi, man. But yeah, what were you saying?
I was just asking you, like, I know my kids consider themselves to be Greco heroes, so they love when you come on there and do the workouts, and just wondering, like, what inspiring words do you give them on trying to win a junior gold or a cadet gold or something like that to inspire them to do stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna say, like, keep that drive, keep that determination to get better each and every day, because it's not just a destination. You don't just like go to practice and like become a junior world champ. You know, you have to put in the extra hours, like before practice, before you go in there, you already got your warm up in, you got everything you need to get better that day.
Right.
And stuff for extra. And, during practice, you're not just trying to survive. You're actually like in there thriving, pushing yourself to the limit. And you want to like consistently like try to break yourself in practice, because you only like breaking through that ceiling. And even after practice, make sure you get a little bit extra in, and make sure you get your stretching in. That was one of the things that really made a difference in my wrestling. You just start developing that flexibility. There's so much strength and flexibility. You can do so much more if your body is able to like just bend each way, like.
Yeah. So I definitely agree with you there. I know with my program, we do a stretching dynamic gymnastic workouts before every practice. And I've been doing it for probably the last 10, 11 years at every high school I've been at, and it changes everybody. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like when what your body is like capable of, that's when that innovation phase kind of like kicks in your mind. Like a lot of times when I'd like think like I have dreams of moves, and then I'm like, yo, like I'm gonna go try that tomorrow in practice and see if it works. And sometimes it do work.
Oh, you're freezing on me.
But it's gonna like constantly like change the game. So definitely like adding gymnastics into your workout is like crucial, especially like for warm ups. They do it every day. Just work that in.
It's funny you said creativity. I just remember watching one time I was at the Olympic Training Center. You go to face a guy and you kind of turn your back to him, grab his head, and then come back and body lock. I'm like, oh, I'm stealing that. I started teaching kids that too. It works too. I'm like, that ain't gonna work. Let me teach it anyway.
I know, man. It's like it's just those dreams you have, man. It's like the setup. Like I like fishing, so like it's pretty much the bait. Cause like I'm gonna catch them slipping. So you like reach for the head, turn your back, and then like shoot the high dive.
Yeah.
It's right there. Definitely, you gotta allow that creativity. Like especially in like camps and stuff that I run. Like I always let the kids like do a little bit of play wrestling and stuff, because just being in those positions and like figuring ways out, it elevates their game.
All right. I know when you say play wrestling too, I make my kids do the Greco play wrestling. So I put them in different positions where they can't touch the legs, but they're scrambling. I call it Greco scrambling. And I'm glad that you bring that creative part to Greco wrestling, which a lot of people haven't seen, I think, at least from the USA, which I think is pretty important for you to be a trendsetter like that. So.
Oh, I didn't go anywhere. All right, good. I thought I was lacking out again.
Nah, so how would you describe your style? Because you definitely are unique in the Greco world, especially in the U.S. I know how I would describe it, but I want to know how you would describe it.
I'll say it's like kind of unorthodox. I don't like go by traditional Greco methods. Definitely like, high explosive, like flashy. But yeah, I'll say mostly unorthodox.
Would you say you go out there and let it fly?
Yeah, I just like I make it up as I go sometimes. And like even like other times, like I actually like have a strategy, but it doesn't look like a strategy. It looks like a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo that just seemed to work.
Yeah. But best matches, I'll make sure I'm not pronouncing his name right. When you and Chavez, is that right?
Oh yeah, John Jay.
Woo, man, it was thrown to be thrown in them matches, buddy.
Oh yeah, was it our first
the one
time
in Vegas?
And one in Vegas, our first time wrestling.
Yeah. What was going through your mind in that match?
And it was a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Like we just got back from Hungary, and the funny thing is, me and Tracy both had like some bad bronchitis when we were over there, so we were sick the entire time we were hungry.
Really?
Like we were coughing. Like he was coughing on me, I was coughing back on the other side of the room. We were roommates. It was bad. So like we get to Vegas, and Herb is he's talking to me. I'm like telling him, he's like, "How you feel?" I was like, it was like, it's too late to feel anything now. I got to go out there and wrestle.
Right. Gotta go every before.
Mm-hmm. And like I'm already like cut to like half the win I previously had. So we start wrestling, and John Jay, he's so athletic, and he's strong as hell too. That's the thing about him that I like. He's also really explosive young guy. So he has that drive to like want to be better, to achieve high goals and stuff. So yeah, like I think I scored like the first throw, and I was like, oh, I got him. And then like 4 seconds later, he throws me, and I'm like, this is what I've been doing to people, man. It's terrible. And like it's just like pretty much like back and forward, like ended up in like freaking 30-second scrambles, 15-second scrambles over and over again. It was like two field mice fighting over a piece of cheese.
It was fun to watch, that's for sure. It was definitely fun to watch.
Yeah. Definitely, especially at the end of it too. Like as soon as the match was over, he was on top of me. And all he had to do was like throw me one more time, but the whistle, like the ref blew the whistle, and I was just like, yes.
That's awesome. So I got one more for you. And I was telling Corey, I think you were the first gold medalist in Junior Worlds for the USA since 1999. But I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Xavier Severado since he made the finals before you did, but you ended up.
Yeah, he did. He did.
And
it's not fair, man. I'm a heavier weight. I'm a heavier weight, man. It's not fair.
But you still did. So what went all into that Junior World? I know, like USA as a country, we're all so proud that you did that, and I know Savion was like a big surprise and an added piece to it. But actually, I watched that match the other day, 2 days ago. So what went all into that junior medal? The junior gold medal.
Yeah, honestly, that was probably one of the most fun teams I've been on, just in my wrestling career, because like all of us were like really close, really good friends, and just like the build up to Junior Worlds was just like freaking hilarious. Like me, Dom Demas, we were cutting a lot of weight, and it got to the point where we weren't even sweating anymore, and like we tell Coach Ike, we're like, yeah, Ike, we can't sweat, and he's like, you guys can't sweat? He's like, you got a good playlist? I was like, I got a couple fire songs. He was like, we meet me at the sauna. So we're like sitting in the sauna. He's like, get to the top. And we get to the top. We start playing our music, and the entire time he's just throwing water on the sauna. It got so hot. And me and Dom are just like leaning on each other, like about to pass out. And then he's like, you guys get a 5-minute break. And as soon as he said we got a break, we ran out. And there was like a little lake that was like right outside next to the sauna. Me and Dom just landed face first in it. And all I'm thinking to myself is like, I could drink this whole lake right now. Like,
and that's how it be.
Get parasites in your stomach and everything.
Right. I was like, I could drink this whole lake right now. I was like, and it was so bad. And then right after that, our next practice, Coach Gary Mayab gives us like this whole speech about, you guys got to be positive. Like, we know it's tough, we know it's hard. You guys got to be mental, resilient, and everything. And then we start playing music as we're like warming up, and it's that Logic song, Suicide Hotline. And,
yeah.
He's just like, I just want to die.
Right.
And, like, we all just start like busting out. For like the first song. But yeah, like day one of Greco at Junior Worlds, it was just like, man, freaking USA Shark Tank. Like we were just like ripping through, tearing people up. And it was like, it started with Sevion. He went out there, won his first match, got all of us hyped. Then Taylor went out there, won his match. And I went out there, won my match. Then Tracy went out there, won his match. And like at that point, we were all just like, Jack, we like, oh yeah, this is easy. Like we just gotta keep this mindset and just keep it on and keep the pressure on and keep the pressure on him. Yeah. And Savion, he was like he did better than I could have ever imagined. Like because he was like fairly new to like the Greco scene. Originally, I believe Elijah Verona was on the team, but he stepped down, and he stepped up to the plate. Like, he stepped up to the plate, and that's what it was. Like, he didn't leave it up to the refs. He took every match for his, and like pretty much everyone did that day. And we walked away with 2 medals in the finals. So
yeah, that was awesome. That was definitely a big step for USA Greco as a whole. And this young group that just went last year, they did an exceptional job. So, but you started it off though. That was cool.
Yep, and it's great that we started building that up. My first year at Junior Worlds, I didn't do how I wanted to do. I didn't even medal, and that hurt because as an athlete that's used to like placing in tournaments and used to like coming back with some hardware. I can't tell you how mad I was that I didn't get anything. Man. I'm like, I just lost all that weight just to get here and get embarrassed.
So, what was your transition into only Greco like? Because I know you skipped your senior year, right? And went to the OTC, and then obviously that bypassed college. So, what was that decision like? I mean, do you ever miss folk style, freestyle?
Yeah, I mean, I miss it sometimes. I just like wrestling, to be honest. Like, it doesn't matter what the style is. Like, if you want to throw down, we can throw down. And like, I like to be like an all-around wrestler. But what got me into Greco was when I started wrestling when I was 3 years old, and I have a late birthday. So pretty much like when the season started, when I started wrestling, I started with Greco-Roman. So like,
wow,
yeah, I just like. I was learning throws and everything, and like I didn't even know you could touch legs. And then my best friend Isaiah White, who goes to Nebraska, we ended up wrestling in a folk style tournament, and it was my first folk style tournament of that year. And he just started shooting in on my legs. I'm like, what the heck is this dude doing? Like, I'm telling you, about to throw each other. And so that's like after that match, that's when I like kind of transitioned to I transitioned from being a Bellwood Gladiators, becoming a Harvey Twister. And I started working out with them, and that's kind of like where I got my real good background between like throwing in, like shooting in on legs, and like becoming that all-around wrestler that I was talking about.
I mentioned you said Harvey Twisters, man. That club is world renowned. Probably some of the best wrestlers in the world and in the country have came out of that club.
Oh, for sure. And it's not something to be taken lightly. Like, they have 2 separate gyms, and they got like the big gym for like all the intermediate and below type guys and younger guys, so that they can develop their skills. And then you got the box, which is like this tiny room, and there's just like so much talent in this room that every day at the end of practice, our coach made us wrestle live against each other. He does line up on the wall according to weight, and you just pretty much you just keep wrestling different guys, and like eventually you like wrestle like 5 guys, and then you like probably bust it through like the next weight class, and you wrestle some more guys, and then once you lose, you're done. And then the next guy comes in. So it's like a king of the match situation.
Yeah, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
Sure.
And we moved to Bolingbrook, and my dad was driving 45 minutes every day to get me to practice.
Wow.
Yeah, to Harvey every day. And it was crazy, man. I just go to sleep after school, wake up, be in Harvey, finish wrestling at Harvey, driving back. I had to do my homework in the car. Yeah, that was his dedication to getting me better. So, yeah, I owe a lot to my dad.
When was that choice on the table to go out to the OTC and just strictly focus on Greco?
After I won my Fargo title in 2015, Matt Lindland came to my high school. Well, my high school coach showed me this guy who was going to come and talk to you from the Olympic Training Center, and it was an option. So Matt Lindland came down, and he talked to me, like pretty much let me know what the offer was, and he came to a camp and showed all us Illinois kids some Greco stuff. And in Illinois, Greco is a big deal. Like we
was at that camp, by the way.
Like we love Greco in Illinois. So he was like, so what's it gonna be? And I was like, shoot. I was like, I'm coming to Colorado because like originally I was gonna try to go to school at Iowa State. But then that exact same year, Kevin Jackson left Iowa State. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to go anymore. I'm just going to go to the OTC. I'm just going to go to the OTC. And, yeah, it wasn't a hard decision. Like all my friends thought that, I was going to think about it. But I made my decision within the next 20 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Colorado in the OTC.
Right. So do you – I shouldn't say regret, but do you regret at all not going to college and going a folk style route, or do you think this decision was best for you? I mean, I think it was, but I want to make sure, just in case somebody else is in that same situation, what do you think the good and the bad is?
I think it's a great situation. It puts you in a situation where you need to be responsible because, now you're considered a professional athlete. You're taking care of yourself. You need to take care of your own business. But it also like gives you that college type of vibe because you're living on complex. You're in your dorm and stuff, and you can take classes while you're there. But the only difference is you getting paid to wrestle. Like that was my biggest thing. I was like, man, I could wrestle NCAA and get my body beat up, wrestling every week, making weight, or I could wrestle once, twice a month at tournaments and make bonuses off these tournaments that I'm wrestling at.
Right.
By placing. And I was like, ultimately, I'd rather make money in this situation. So,
right. Well, and I know the NCAA starting to change a little rule now where wrestlers or any athlete can make money off of their name now. So that's probably going in a different direction too, but I know at that time, yeah, it's definitely probably a no-brainer.
Yeah, and it's great that that's happening now because like NCAA wrestling it's no joke, and like I'll never sit here and like criticize it. It's tough, to do that every week have to wrestle another tough opponent, and not only that but maintain weight the entire time. Like with my situation, it like kind of like fluctuates. So like I can like gain a little weight and then like start coming back down when I get close to the tournament time. Like NCAA wrestlers don't have that time. And on top of that, all the classes that they have to take as well as being athletes. So it's a lot more challenging, but like for people who want the jump start though, I recommend like going that Olympic route early because like NCAA wrestling is important to America, but like being like world renowned, winning that like world medal, that Olympic medal, international tournaments, like that's how you get your name out there.
Yeah, for sure. I was thinking like, if you win maybe, one more gold medal here, you probably now you may be doing it already where you can go do camps overseas and people pay you to run Greco camps at these countries that only do Greco.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That being said, last question before we get out of here. How do you think we grow Greco in the U.S.? Because I feel like Greco is kind of like the redheaded stepchild of wrestling right now.
It gets beat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People don't respect it how they should because Greco is a woo.
It's because like not too many people are comfortable doing it. That's why they dislike it. Mm-hmm. When you take people out of you take people out of their comfort zone, the natural thing they do is like pretty much hide in their little hermit shell. One of the things that Greco's taught me, and you can carry this on into life or like pretty much any situation you're going to deal with the rest of your life, is that you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. In certain situations, you feel like, okay, this guy has the leverage on me, but you realize if you just like hang tight and you wait it out, you realize you actually have him. And that's where a lot of my throws like come from because like people think they got me. Like I call my body like the no-no zone. You touch around my body, I can throw you anywhere. And that's a fact. Like even if you got behind me, I can like throw you from the back. Like like it's just one of those things that you have to constantly be in, that under pressure situation, and ultimately you get better under pressure. That's the mindset you got to have. You got to stay in there, feel it out, instead of like just running away from every little encounter that you come across. Like that's just like wrestling adversity right there.
Right.
I agree with that completely. I think everybody should wrestle Greco. I think everybody should start with Greco.
Yeah, become all around wrestlers. That will make you ultimately a better wrestler. Like if you want to do freestyle, okay, cool. Wrestle Greco too, though. Like I don't discredit anybody. One of the wrestlers I respect a lot is Jaden Cox because he's a freestyle wrestler, but he has no problem going Greco with me. Like and he's bigger than me, but it's so funny because he's so serious. I'm like, you want to go Greco, Jaden? And like we'll be wrestling Greco, and he'll finally like get on top, and he'll just start trying to launch me, and it's so funny to me because it's just like no taper, no hold back. He's like it's 100%. I love it, but like have fun with it. And if we're gonna go grow Greco, we have to make it more entertaining in these camps, you know, and show the kids like what do you need to be successful in Greco early on, because like we're kind of starting late with it in America. You know, we do this stuff when they're young. Like me, I started wrestling Greco when I was 3 years old. That's why I kind of feel like I have an advantage over a lot of people in the sport. You know, get them adjusted and get them used to like hitting back arches, you know, hitting lat drops, hitting body locks and stuff like that. Because like for people who like feel like throwing is safe, throwing is like not safe, then the craziest thing I learned is that when you like hold back on the throw, then you run the risk of getting hurt. But if you throw somebody as like 100% every single time, it's a lot safer.
Absolutely.
Because there's no holdback. So like I say, just like get kids like used to throwing, like get a crash pad out and just like have them run through like body locks and stuff, head locks, all that stuff. And like don't dismiss a throw, because like people think headlock is like a pretty much basic level move.
Kitty killer.
Man, I've seen world champions hitting headlocks, and it's freaking filthy. Like I just started hitting headlocks, you know. Yeah. Shoot, Victoria hits headlocks, and her headlocks are filthy too.
It's funny. It's funny you say that. In my room, especially when Savion was coming up, he had to hit 50 left-handed head norms before he could practice every time. And that's all I made him did. Yeah. I mean, it's a matter. You got those head norms before you touch the mat. For me, so yeah, especially with Greco, you got to have.
And it's great to have that ace in the hole too. You know, just for like basic wrestling strategy. One of the things one of my coaches told me, Coach Manyweather, was that if you could put somebody to their back, you never out of a match. So, so like practice everything. Don't dismiss anything because you think it's like a basic move or it's like a low level move, because I'm telling you, anything and everything in this world works. And it might just be in that one instance where you like, oh, true, I might have to hit his head and arms to get this win, you know?
All right.
So use everything, practice everything.
Oh, I like that mindset.
Definitely. Well, Kemal, we appreciate you coming on. I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for sharing your insight, motivating these kids, and especially thanks for helping out with these online practices and stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah. No problem. Right. Thank you guys for having me
Coach
on
Cornell.
Yep. Peace.
Peace to you, Coach.
Yep.